Let me begin with a clear statement. The Book of Enoch was not removed from the Bible because it was false. It was not rejected because early believers were ignorant of it. And it was certainly not excluded because it lacked influence. In fact, the opposite is true. The Book of Enoch was widely read, deeply respected, and theologically influential during the very period in which Christianity was born. Its language shaped how Jews understood judgment, angels, the Messiah, and the end of the age. Yet it was ultimately excluded from the biblical canon. Tonight, we are not dealing in speculation or conspiracy. We are dealing in history, texts, and theology. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why Enoch was rejected, and why the New Testament still carries its fingerprints. The Book of Enoch is not a single book written by a single author. It is a collection of Jewish apocalyptic writings, composed roughly between 300 and 100 BC, during what scholars call the Second Temple period. It expands on a very small biblical reference. Genesis tells us that Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. That single sentence generated centuries of reflection. The Book of Enoch explores themes such as heavenly journeys, divine judgment, fallen angels, known as the Watchers, human corruption, and the coming of a righteous judge at the end of days. This book was not fringe literature. Fragments of Enoch were found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, which proves it was read and copied by serious Jewish communities long before Christianity existed. So the first myth must be destroyed right now. The Book of Enoch was not hidden, lost, or unknown. You will often hear people say, Enoch was removed from the Bible. That statement is historically inaccurate. The truth is more precise and more important. Enoch was never universally accepted into the Jewish canon to begin with. When Jewish leaders evaluated sacred texts, they applied several criteria. Was the book widely accepted across Jewish communities? Was it consistently used in worship? Was it attributed to a recognized prophetic authority? Enoch failed the first criterion. Some communities revered it, others rejected it. Canonization requires consensus, not popularity. So Enoch was read but not regulated, respected but not ruled authoritative. Now we move to the heart of the controversy. The Book of Enoch presents a highly developed cosmic worldview. It speaks openly about angels rebelling against God, heavenly courts issuing judgment, kings and rulers being condemned, and a divine figure who judges the powerful. This is dangerous material, not because it is heretical, but because it is politically explosive. Enoch does not flatter power. It condemns elites, rulers, and corrupt authorities. It insists that no throne escapes divine judgment. As Judaism moved toward survival under empire and as Christianity later faced Roman rule, texts like Enoch became liabilities. Too vivid, too radical, too easy to misuse, so Enoch was sidelined. Not erased, but restrained. Now we arrive at the moment that cannot be ignored. Jude, a New Testament writer, quotes the Book of Enoch directly. Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000s of his holy ones, to execute judgment upon all. This is not an illusion. It is not thematic borrowing, it is a verbatim quotation. So let us ask the uncomfortable question. Why would an apostolic author quote a book that was supposedly false? The answer is simple. Quotation does not equal canonization. Jude is drawing from a text his audience already respected. Paul does the same thing when he quotes pagan poets in Acts. Truth can be cited without being canonized. Enoch was a trusted theological voice, not inspired scripture. This is where Enoch's influence becomes undeniable. The Book of Enoch introduces a figure known as the elect one, the righteous one, and the Son of Man. This figure exists before creation, is revealed at the end of days, judges kings and nations, and vindicates the righteous. This language did not originate in the Gospels, it already existed. When Jesus repeatedly calls himself the Son of Man, he is not inventing a title. He is activating a framework. His audience understood exactly what he was claiming. This is why religious leaders reacted so strongly. Jesus was not merely claiming to be a teacher. He was identifying himself with the end-time judge of Jewish apocalyptic expectation. That expectation was shaped in part by Enoch. Let us be absolutely clear. The Book of Enoch should not be treated as scripture. It lacks prophetic consistency. It contains speculative cosmology. It was never affirmed by the Jewish canon. And the early church, guided by apostolic authority, made the correct decision to exclude it. But exclusion does not mean irrelevance. Influence does not equal inspiration. Enoch explains the worldview, not the doctrine. Many Christians struggle with the Bible because they read it in isolation. They ignore the Jewish world that produced it. The Book of Enoch helps us understand why judgment language is so vivid, why angels and demons are assumed realities, and why Son of Man was such a loaded claim. Without this context, the New Testament feels abrupt. With it, everything clicks into place. The Book of Enoch was rejected from the canon, but it was never erased from history. Its prophecies did not replace Scripture. They prepared minds for it. And when the New Testament arrived, it spoke a language the world already understood. If this kind of clarity matters to you, stay with this channel, because the Bible does not fear examination. Truth stands firm under scrutiny. Thanks for watching.